Rio Carnival, the biggest party on earth. A celebration of music, culture, and joy that you can feel in your soul. For the gringo who has seen the pictures, it looks like pure paradise. A whirlwind of colors, costumes, and beautiful people. But I'm not here to show you a postcard. I'm here to give you the insider survival guide. Let's look at the reality. For the first timer, Carnival can be a logistical and safety nightmare. Thousands of tourists from all over the world arrive in Rio with a dream. But without a plan, their dream can quickly become a struggle. Closed streets, massive crowds, and a different set of rules. The best advice I can give you is this: prepare yourself. You need to know exactly where to go, how to move around, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from scams and potential trouble. In this guide, we are going to review the secrets to surviving Carnival while saving your time, your money, and your peace of mind. Let's start with the most complex aspect of Carnival: transportation. Here is the situation on the ground. During Carnival, the car is your enemy. If you are planning to take an Uber or a taxi, you will face two problems. Problem 1: the driver will probably cancel your trip because he doesn't want to get stuck in traffic for hours. Problem 2: even if he accepts, you might spend 2 hours just to cross a few blocks. The insider secret: if you want to move easily, master the metro. The metro is the circulatory system of Rio Carnival. During the 4 days of the festivities, it runs 24 hours a day. It's air conditioned, fast, and bypasses all the blocked streets. The stations are always close to the main parties that we call blocos. However, to take advantage of the metro, you must prepare. The most important part is to know where to buy your ticket. Never wait for the last minute. The lines at the machines can take hours. You need to buy it in advance or fill up the Metro Rio card before. In Rio, you can use your credit card to pay for the metro too. In the next part, you will learn the biggest threat in Rio Carnival and the most common scams that you can face. Get ready to be a real insider and prepare for an unforgettable carnival in Rio. Let's look at the reality of the situation. When you are in the middle of a crowd of 200,000 people, the rules of physics and safety change. I am not here to make you afraid, but I am here to make you smart. As explained in our previous guide about street survival in Rio, criminals in the city are masters of opportunity. During Carnival, they don't look for a fight, they look for your moleza. They look for the tourist who is distracted by the music and the beauty of the parade. In our previous guides, we established the pocket rule as a fundamental law for Rio. But during Carnival, that rule goes to an extreme level. You have to operate under the assumption that anything placed in your pockets, no matter how deep or secure they seem, is already gone. We aren't dealing with amateurs here. These are highly coordinated tactical teams who use the very energy of Carnival against you. They rely on a simple but effective three-step system: the bump, the distraction, and the disappearance. One person will accidentally collide with you in a crowd. A second person will start a fake dance or a loud shout to pull your eyes away. And in that precise microsecond, the clean hands of the group snatches your phone and vanishes into a sea of thousands. By the time you realize your pocket is light, they are already 2 blocks away. This brings us to the insider uniform. If you wanna survive Carnival without belongings, you need to use a doleira or pochette. This is a very thin, waterproof hidden money belt that you wear inside your shorts or pants, directly against your skin. Here is the tactical setup. Your passport copy, your main credit card, and your high value bills must stay inside the pochette at all times. In your actual pockets, you should carry only trash cash, small bills of 10 or 20 reais for your next 2 or 3 drinks. If a pickpocket reaches into your pocket, they find nothing of value. You are camouflaged. If you look like a local who knows the game. Remember, in Rio, looking like you know what you're doing is 50% of your safety. This atmosphere of chaos also creates the perfect environment for the GPS trap, a danger that I always emphasize because of how quickly it can escalate in Rio. Our geography is already a complex maze. But during these festivities, the digital maps we rely on every day become fundamentally unreliable. Apps like Google Maps or Waze simply don't understand that the massive avenue on your screen is currently occupied by a million people and a sound truck. When the system detects the blockage, it will desperately try to calculate a shortcut to save our time. This is the moment of greatest risk. These shortcuts frequently lead unsuspecting travelers up steep hills or into narrow dead-end alleys that border no-go zones controlled by local armed groups. In a city where safety can change from one block to the next, following a digital line into the unknown during Carnival is a risk you should never take. This is exactly why I put so much effort into the Rio safety map. I've seen too many travelers get into trouble because they trusted a blue line on a screen. My map isn't a carnival special, but it contains the permanent safety zones that I've mapped out over 26 years of living here. When you are walking between two parties in Ipanema or Centro and your GPS tells you to turn into a dark, empty street to save time, you check my protocol first. If that area is orange or red on my map, you stay on the main road. I don't care if it takes 30 minutes longer. In Rio, the long way is often the safe way. You can find the link for the statical shield in the description below. It is the best investment you can make for your peace of mind. Let's discuss another critical mistake, the selfie trap. I know you want to show your friends the costumes and the energy, but the moment you lift your arm to take a photo in the middle of a moving crowd, you are announcing to everyone, here is my $1,000 phone and my hand is busy. The insider protocol for photos. Never take your phone out while you are walking in the crowd. If you see something amazing and you need a photo, follow this procedure. Look for a safe haven. This can be the inside of a pharmacy, a supermarket, or even standing right behind a line of police officers. Take your photo, put the phone back in your doleta or pochette, and only then return to the party. Never dance with your phone in your hand. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth it. You will notice a very high police presence. They walk in large groups, often carrying heavy equipment. Don't be scared. They are there to prevent large-scale robberies. However, here is the situation on the ground. The police are stressed and overwhelmed during these days. If you see a police group moving fast, move to the side and let them pass. If you need help, look for the mobile police stations located near the metro entries and main squares. But remember, most of them don't speak English. This is a huge barrier that can make a bad situation even worse. And this leads us to our final and perhaps most important pillar, communication. In the middle of the drums, the heat, and the chaos, your English, no matter how good it is, becomes almost useless. You need to be able to talk to street vendors, ask for directions, and set boundaries with people who might be too pushy. In the final part of this guide, I'm going to show you how the carnival economy works, how to avoid the gringo tax when you are thirsty, and how my language guide will guide you the exact words to command respect in the middle of the noise. Let's move to the last chapter of our manual. Once you've mastered the metro and secured your belongings in your doleta or pochette, you are ready to enter the heart of the celebration. But here is another layer of the insider reality that you need to understand. Carnival is the world's largest informal economy. On every corner, you will see thousands of street vendors. We call them ambulantes, wearing orange vests and carrying huge ice boxes. These people are the lifeblood of the party, working 15 hours a day under the sun to keep everyone hydrated. Most of them are honest, hardworking locals, but let's look at the situation on the ground. When an ambulante sees a gringo in the middle of a loud, chaotic crowd, some might see an opportunity to apply the famous gringo tax. In the heat of the moment, with drums pounding in your ears, you won't have time for a polite negotiation or a long conversation in English. You need to act like you've been here before. The price protocol. A beer or a bottle of water during carnival has what we call a street price. It fluctuates, but it usually follows a pattern. If a vendor doesn't have a clear price list written on their cooler, they are testing the waters. The sucker mistake: taking the drink, opening it, and then asking, "How much?" At this point, you've already lost your power to negotiate. The insider move: always ask for the price before they even touch the ice. And more importantly, you need to ask it using the right words and the right attitude. This is where the Carioca cheat sheet, the survival language guide we've been building together, becomes your most valuable tool. In my experience, the difference between paying 10 reais or 30 reais for a drink is often just 2 or 3 words said with the right accent. I've included a specific tactical pack for Carnival in this guide. It's not about learning grammar, it's about knowing how to say "Quanto tá?" "How much is it?" and "Não valeu," "No thanks," in a way that signals to the vendor, "I am an insider. I know the real prices." When you use these short, sharp phrases, you immediately command respect. The guide also features the phonetic pronunciation I designed specifically for English speakers, so you can practice while you are on the flight or in the metro. You can find the link for the guide and the audio training in the description below. It's a small investment that will save you hundreds of dollars in gringo taxes throughout your trip. Beyond the price of the drink, there is a more technical scam you must watch out for: the credit card machine scam. It's fast and invisible. A dishonest vendor might type 100 reais on the machine instead of 10 reais. In the middle of the loud music and the blinking lights, it's very easy to just tap your card and keep dancing. The rule of thumb: always, without exception, look at the screen of the machine before you pay. If the screen is cracked, dirty, or they try to hide it from you, stop the transaction immediately. My advice for the street: use small cash bills for the ambulantes and save your credit card for established bars and restaurants. Now let's talk about the social vibe, because Carnival is a very intense experience. It's famous for being a place of romance, flirting, and freedom. People are dressed in creative costumes. Everyone is smiling, and yes, people kiss a lot. But don't let the liberal atmosphere confuse you. There is a sacred rule in Brazil that is reinforced 1000% during Carnival: não é não. No means no. In Rio, we take harassment very seriously. If you try to talk to someone or dance with someone and they say no, or even if they just pull away, that is the end of the interaction. Do not insist, do not touch someone without permission, and do not be aggressive. If you break the social code, the crowd will quickly turn against you, and the police, who are everywhere, will not be on your side. If you are respectful, fun, and follow the energy of the group, you will find that cariocas are the most welcoming and friendly people in the world. I know I've spent a lot of time today talking about protocols, hidden belts, GPS traps, and scams. It might sound like a lot of work just to go to a party. You might even be asking yourself, is Rio Carnival even worth all this effort? The answer is 100% yes. When the sun is setting over the city and you are in the middle of a block with 20,000 people singing a song that you don't even know, but you can feel the joy in every note, that is when you realize why we do this. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated human connection. It's a feeling of being truly alive that you simply cannot find anywhere else on this planet. Carnival is the marvelous city at its most authentic level. Rio is a city that requires you to stay awake. You cannot dar mole, as we say. If you use the metro, keep your phone in your pochette and use my safety map to navigate the zones of the city, you will have an incredible experience. You will go home with a heart full of stories and zero bad memories. I created this channel because I want you to see the Rio that I love, the Rio that is deep, complex, and beautiful. Check the links in the description for the Rio Safety Map and the Carioca Cheat Sheet. These tools were built from 26 years of experience to make sure your only surprise in Rio is how much you fall in love with the city. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next video where we will reveal the top 10 scams specifically designed for tourists during the holiday season. Welcome to the greatest party on earth. Stay smart, stay safe, and I will see you in the next block.